Hello, my friend. Welcome to Thursday Night Live. Welcome to my studio. And if this is the first time that we're meeting, my name is Kelsey Lee Cate, and we are here in the Seattle area. And I would love to know, are you listening live with me right now? Are you listening on the replay? And either way, because music is one of those things that is just, it's almost magical because we can experience it together, whether right now live or also later. And I've actually been dipping into some of my older live streams, and it's so fun to get back into the flow and listen to what I played before, to hear the comments coming in the chat during those. And it's like each time is a living organism, which is super cool. It's kind of like the SCOBY in my kombucha on my counter. Anyhow, welcome to my studio tonight. I'm so glad to have you with me. And I already see some really fun chat happening from JB Keys. Hello, and I appreciate that you appreciate my song, Sailor's Waltz. As a sailor, he says, and as a sailor, I appreciate and enjoy this song. That's very fun. Where did you sail? Actually, tell me a little bit more. What does that mean in the chat? I would love to know. My father-in-law purchased a sailboat a couple years ago, and he's been fixing it up, and he took us sailing this last year during the summer, which was really fun, and definitely a lot to learn. Oh my goodness, there was a time where the mast switched because the wind switched, and my adrenaline went totally down to my toes. Of, oh my gosh, are we gonna, it's crazy, because you feel the change of the anyhow. You would have all the technical terms for it, but anyway, that's fun to know you sailed. Hello, Mr. Noki. Good to see you tonight, and I'm smiling at your comments here. I'm glad you're here to unwind and relax. Love that you're inspired, and would love to know if you do get, you said a Cassiopeia. Very cool. So that you can sit in front of the piano and play what you're hearing. That is super cool. That's awesome. Oh, JB Keys, you're in the Navy. Fantastic. And I believe you told me that. Are you in Alaska? I'm sorry. True story about me is when I talk to somebody and have a couple conversations, it's so much easier for me to remember details. But when I see them in the chat, and it's funny because my husband and I actually first met online, and I didn't want to talk or chat very long before actually just meeting in person over coffee, because learning details about somebody when you're typing is so different than actually face to face. So anyway, fun little trivia. Anyhow, well, great to see you all. Thank you very much for being with me. And I actually have a fun little hybrid live stream planned for us tonight. The first part is what you're seeing and probably hearing with the birds right now in the first video I was just playing. And I want to thank the YouTube channel Nature Soundscapes for this very beautiful video that you see here. And this one in particular is called 10 Hours of Morning Bird Songs and River Sounds for the best start of the day. And I have been enjoying incorporating video into my live streams for the last probably month or two now, because I am really inspired by many different kinds of art, and I want to demonstrate to you folks here how that really inspires me, that the beauty that I see even sometimes will change what I'm hearing in my mind. And for example, actually some of my music is based on water. Faithful as the Tide is another one. Of course, Sailor's Waltz, like we talked about. The Lighthouse is another one. And there are many times where water just inspires me, and I hear it. And I actually recently saw a reel where a kid heard, their parents were asking him, what do you hear when you hear the note G? And he spouted out a color. I think it was orange or something. Anyway, so it's pretty amazing to think how music, and I think it's called synesthesia, it can all inform each other. So that's why I'm sharing these songs in congruence with the music or the videos here. So that is the first thing I wanted to say, and thank you very much to this YouTube channel, and there's also another one I'm going to be sharing as well. And I would love it if you would follow them, if you'd like this video, subscribe and support their work as well. And it's just so beautiful. And if you know anybody that has a lovely YouTube channel, all the better if you actually personally know them, because that's even more fun. Feel free to reach out, send me their link, and I would love to look at their art and maybe incorporate it into a future live stream. It'd be really fun. So anyhow, I also wanted to say May has been recognized as Mental Health Awareness Month. And I wanted to just, of course, all weeks of the year, it's good to acknowledge the importance for our mental health, but I want to zero in on that and just to give that a space of honor tonight. And actually tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific, I will be having a private live stream, or actually a Zoom chat, so it's not going to be public, but I'm going to be recording a roundtable chat with 3 other beautiful women spanning from Florida and the East Coast, Boston area, to Vancouver. It's fun. All 4 of us are in different places. And we're going to be talking about self-care and about how to mitigate overwhelm. And then I'm going to take snips of that conversation and I'll post it to my stuff too, so you guys can see. So I'm looking forward to having this constant focus on mental health. And I've been going through my own journey recently of realizing that I cannot embody stress like I thought I could. It kind of hit a point, and then now I've had blood test work done, and they talk about how it's important to build back my adrenal levels, and there's some the specific next steps within the physical body and digestion and helping to build the gut. But on the other side is the importance for mental health and for creating space and being able to actually understand what does the body need, what does the mind need, and of course the heart. So that is part of why I am wanting to share this music tonight. And so that's kind of part 1. And if you're new to my live stream, this is what I've been doing for the last couple years, since June 2020. And you guys, it's May. So next month is crazy. It's going to mark 3 years of doing this. And so the second half of this live stream, I'm actually going to go on the computer and I'm going to take you with me. And I want to review a couple of particular songs that have emerged from a recent live stream that I'm actually planning on developing soon into its own piece. And I'm going to be putting it on Spotify. So I thought it'd be fun to play those 2 for you and show it to you again. And you can actually find all the replays to my recent live streams on my YouTube channel. And I have to say, I redesigned the thumbnails for them today, and I'm rather proud. So if you do nothing else but take a look at my YouTube channel and appreciate the hard work of designing each of those thumbnails for the lives, I would very much appreciate it. That would, because I think it's nice to keep it looking current, and I'll be continuing to do that. But anyhow, so that's the plan for this evening, and I'm going to play probably another song or 2, and then I'm going to take you with me to my computer, which is just right on the other side here. And we're going to listen to some music together, and I'll be here. You'll be able to see me because I'm going to actually take my finger cam over, and then I'll be with you live in the chat, so we can continue to discuss what you hear. And hello to Risadora on Twitch. Welcome. Good to see you. And David says, your style and Kim Starkey's are almost polar opposite, but I love both of them and learn a lot from both of you. Your style is so pensive and relaxed, and she drives the piano like a rally car. I love it. She is so talented. That's right. Tell her I say hello next time you chat with her. Very fun. All right, friends, welcome to my studio this evening. If you have a prayer request and you would like to send it to me, you're welcome to send it via email. Or if you feel comfortable, I absolutely would welcome that in the chat as well. And it's something that I want to really focus and foster here, that I'm here to support you, and you are why I'm continuing to live stream. Even after we're back and I'm performing in person again, I really want to be here to support you and to give you the gift that I know how to give. And if we're just meeting and connecting, a really great way to stay connected is to go to my website and join my email newsletter, which I will be sending out soon again. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and play. And thank you, Mr. Noki. That's great. I appreciate that. And we may have a furry visitor coming through. I don't know if he's going to jump on me or not. We shall see. So this next song I want to just dedicate to the breath that's in all of us. And I want to encourage all of us to dig deep for that breath, because it doesn't come on our own. And my naturopath likes to say that all of us are usually hyperventilating and having birdie breaths from the chest, but it's really important to get the gut breaths that are sustaining and nourishing. So I want to invite you to do that with me. And with that, I'm going to actually tee up my next video here to show you, which is from, oops, wouldn't you know it, I just closed out of it. That's funny. Good thing I added it to my collection earlier. Okay, and this particular video is by Nature Soundscapes, and it's called 8 Hours of Birds Singing on the Lakeshore and Water Sounds. And this is actually from Mount Shuxin, which is right near us, kind of in the North Cascades area. So kind of in my backyard, you might say. Very good. I don't know about how you're feeling where you are, but it is so peaceful in here. And I can feel it. There's some really sweet comments. Thank you, friends, for your love in the chat here. And hello, Enchanted Wonder. Good to see you. Yes, kitty. In fact, there's two. I should show you. I have little George just behind me on my chair. And then this little one. I'm surrounded by fur. It's very happy. Very happy indeed. But that's actually quite convenient that she got off, because I was actually about to transition to share the second part of what I want to do tonight. But Risadora, I love what you're saying. You said expressing emotions while playing is really a beautiful thing that people can hear. And I totally agree with you. I love feeling other, especially live, where it's not recorded, but you can see the person sharing the music. It sure is special to be able to be part of that creation. And welcome to the channel. I don't think I've seen your comments before. Is this your first time visiting? And David Noki agrees with you, Risadora. And David says, evoking from the audience the emotion you are feeling is the highest form of art. Whether music, painting, poetry, or any other art form. I love that. Well said. Hear, hear. Absolutely. Now, since George stole my chair, and I don't want to change his position, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to improvise, because that's what I do. I improvise. So I'm going to stay seated here, but I'm going to show you, let me first explain what I want to do. So there are some songs that have been emerging, and in fact I was kind of playing with some of them tonight, even in the song that I just played, which, as an aside, I started playing my song Anchor, which is on my album and it's already recorded, and that was part of the breath of taking in the da 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 dum, da 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 da, and then there's kind of an ebb and flow also in the middle section of that song that really lends itself well to breathing. But there's another part of it that was kind of coming out that's actually part of this improvisation that I want to listen to with you. So I'm going to go ahead and share. Oh, and Risadora, welcome, friend. Glad that you're here. I'm so glad. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and I actually did this. So I'm just going to pop this camera right here so that you know I'm still here. And let's listen together. So what I wanted to highlight for you in particular here is, and I made it so small so I could fit on my screen. Oh, you can see it with me. How about that? So, in case you're curious, this is my process. Oops. I will move myself out of the way. So this is part of how I compose, and I look at songs and I make notes. So for example, I sometimes think about different content and how could I actually work with this content to create stuff. And then I try to, as much as I can, timestamp stuff so that I can remember later. So I'm going to click on this particular part. And what I played a couple weeks ago is this flutter melody, which is really interesting, and I really liked it. And this, it's like a bumpa dumpa dun da 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 da. You'll hear it, but I really like it a lot, and I feel like it could be something. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And if you have any comments for me, I would love to hear your feedback, including what might you name this piece? If you were on the naming committee, which now congratulations, you are part of the official naming committee for these songs, in case you are interested. And I would just love to hear what your thoughts are. So here we go. So that was just a little excerpt of that song, but could you hear what I'm talking about? And actually this is cute, so I'm just gonna keep putting this back on George here. Here we go. But when I heard that the first time listening to the replay, I remember thinking that, trying to assign angle and then show the cat and talk at the same time. There we go. Let's see, maybe that'll work. Because George has to have some airtime. So when I first listened to that song, I was thinking that, I remember playing it this last week and thinking that the flutter is really unique, and I've not actually written a song that has that kind of character to it. And so I was trying to think of things that would be cool for a title, and I would love to know, what do you guys think? And oh, thank you, David Noki, that you appreciate the use of rubato. So right now I'm sharing one of these songs that I recently, this was actually my live stream I did on, it was earlier this month. I don't remember which, it was 2 live streams ago, 3 weeks ago. And this was on April 13th. So if you actually look on the thumbnails that I just redesigned, you'll recognize the candles and the theme here. So you'll be able to find it. But yeah, so that's the first one. And I'm just in love with this part. Actually, I think I timestamped it and I wanted to review it. See what all these little timestamp moments here? Oh, right here on my Google Doc. These are actually moments where, here, I'll pull it in a little more. Boop, 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 boop. All of these different moments that I actually am timestamping help me to remember which parts I especially like. So I think this is one of them. So I would just want to play it fresh. Isn't that yummy? I've never played that before. I just really, really like that little part, that little flavor, and I think I definitely want to use that. And then, this is so fun. I feel like you're right here with me in my studio. Here's another little excerpt that I like. A very similar sound to what you just heard. Man, I love that. And I love it when there's just creative accidents. Sorry, I keep looking up there. That's my original camera. I'm looking down here. David, I saw your question about how to timestamp, and it's super simple actually. When I choose the part of the video that I really like, I just go down to share, and then when you click share, you can actually click this little box here that says start. Oops, I'm in the way. Sorry. You can click, you see this little box here that I'm checking and unchecking. You can actually share at that particular place. So it's pretty cool actually, and that's what I did for each of those moments. I hit pause on that moment that I really liked, and so there are multiple places where I did this because I wanted to remember. So I'll move myself back. That is how you do it. And I wanted to share another little glitter moment with you as well. Here's this one here. It was that inner harmony I was playing with. Yeah, that's so nice. And then here's a little part of the bass of that song that I really liked. there's that little thing again, da-da-da-dun-dun-da-da-da-dun, that I really like. So here's this last part. I kind of want to call that something like In the Wandering. Oh, that's right. That's the one we were thinking about, In the Wandering. David, to answer your question, yes, when I'm talking about that concept of time stamping, that's actually just on YouTube. So that's how I'm actually able to do that. But I guess that would be a way that you could do that, where you upload it to YouTube first. It just works for me because I've already done this and had it up here. And at the same time, I'm actually also recording into my DAW, and I have my Yamaha actually capturing the same recording that you're hearing is actually recorded. So, which actually saved me a couple weeks ago, which is kind of cool. There's a double thing. I forgot to hit the lapel off, but there's a fun little music moment. I might show you just for fun if you want later. But it was the double, and it was the only time that I actually played with a little AI pirate for a kiddo that was in the chat. And I wanted to play a little pirate ditty, this one. Anyhow, but I forgot to turn off the lapel, so it's this weird, it sounded like this. Oops. Anyhow, so not going to do that again, but just looking at the chat, making sure. Yeah, so David is talking about his own process with improvising. Yeah. I think that being able to improvise and then compose based off of that is how I love to do it. And I learned a lot of how to play the stuff that I really love by ear. So by listening to a lot of soft music growing up, especially in the evening time, is when I was inspired to do that. So that's right, Sailor's Hornpipe. Anyhow, that is the first song that I wanted to share with you. And please, please feel free to share any title ideas that come to you as you hear that. And then I'm going to play this next one that is down below. And so this is from the same live stream that I played from just now. And okay. So I say, okay, so here's the video itself. was, yeah. I'm gonna have to listen to that again to pick up the certain elements that I wrote about, because I didn't write as many notes on that particular one. But that's definitely one that it's amazing where sometimes I can just feel when I'm in a pocket of inspiration. And listening back, I'm trying to do that more, which is going to take me a while because it's quite a lot of content that I've been doing this for now a couple years. And it's pretty fun to look back through and then just pop a random one on and listen. And actually, it wasn't until it was for a while I actually did this and just turned my microphone on, or I used this guy and used the audio coming in from this piano. And so it's not been terribly long that I've actually been using this piano as the audio, but it's fun to actually take a listen back and even to look at the set of what it used to be. You guys, this is too fun. Okay, I'm gonna do this. And then I will end soon here. But for whoever wants to stay, I figure it'd be kind of fun to show ya. Let's see. I'm gonna do, it's funny, in my stream deck here it says YouTube hands, but it's actually my webcam for my face right now. George, I almost want to boot you off. Okay, so earlier today I was looking at my YouTube channel. Actually, wait, I want to do this. And then I want to do this, and then I want to do that. Boop. Okay. So what I want to do is show you guys one of the old videos, and it was fun because I hadn't actually really done this. Here, I'll make myself really small so you guys can see more. Actually, here you go. See, look at all these pretty thumbnails right here. I'm quite proud of them. They're all within the theme, so, and I pulled a shot that I liked from each of them. I'm rather proud of this. But I wanted to actually look at past live streams and go way back and actually see, this is a reason why I'm not live streaming from the mall right now, because all of these particular ones that you see here are from the same live stream, and it just started and stopped multiple times. So anyway, I'm not going to be doing that, but tomorrow I will be playing at the Bellevue Square Mall, and I may go live on Instagram again because I did that last time too, and that was fun for a little while. So 3:30-ish, probably Pacific time tomorrow on Instagram. If you are interested to join me, I just may pop on there. So these are some of the old live streams from way back when, actually not really way back. This was one with my sister Kaylee before she had her baby. She plays the cello. That's a really fun one. She's very gifted. There's one here that I just saw recently where my brother Billy was in town and he was in the pottery studio. This is actually really fun. I want to show you. So this is my old piano that I actually learned on. This is a Samick upright. And here, I'll do this. There you go, little better. So this is a Samick upright that I started with years ago. And actually Mom and Dad had it before I was born. And it's now at my folks' house. And this is their pottery studio. And this was last summer, about 8 months ago. I'll read your comments to Billy before I start. And hi, Dylan. Oh, so good to see you. Dylan and Makiko are also joining us. That is so cool. Great to see you guys. And then we have a new Twitch follower, Taters. Let's see. How would you say this name here? Anyway, so I was trying to see if I could get him on the wheel a little bit here. Because you see in the background there on the far left, I'm pointing like you can see the screen. But on the far side, he's actually in the garage there throwing pottery at the same time that I was playing, which was really fun. So let's see. And my folks, these are my lovely parents, Bill and Sandy. I don't know if they're in the chat
Jake,
tonight.
and Jake, you're new to the chat tonight.
So.
I don't think we've met before. I would love to know how you found me on Twitch. Thanks for hanging out.
So that's Bill and Sandy, and I was hoping to get more of Billy, but anyway. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So right now he's actually throwing
like whenever I make
a mug.
Make a lip
Man, this looks so cool.
type thing.
You can show them the mug that you made on the shelf there, Kels.
Yeah, I'll take a look again.
That's
And
cool.
there you are.
I like it.
Nice detail.
Actually, I'm gonna.
That's
Make sure
awesome.
you got it drained on the inside.
And this is the mug that he made earlier. It's a nice looking mug. Very cool. Isn't that fun? So that's just a little create like you feature that I did last summer where I just wanted to share some music and also do creative stuff like I'm doing tonight. I just can't help it. It's all connected, so it makes me happy to be able to do that. Anyway, that was just a live stream that I came across this last week. All of these are on my channel if you want to take a look. This is actually at Bellevue Square Mall, and I met this lovely violinist friend of mine now, Deanna Sarkar, and she actually was in the chat here like you guys are in YouTube, and she saw me playing at Bellevue Square, and she said, wait, I was looking at Bellevue pianists, and then I just saw you, so we connected, and now we're friends. Deanna, I miss you. We need to hang out, girl. And so this is a little bit of her playing, and let me turn the volume up. So this is kind of fun too, because you can see what it looks like over at Bellevue Square Mall. And this is where I will be tomorrow afternoon. Usually I've put my phone to the left of the piano so you can see. And I have to say, if this is your first live stream, like Risadora, I don't usually do this, but it's just, I'm feeling casual tonight and just wanting to show you guys more stuff. This is fun. So there have been a lot of really sweet creative collabs that I've done, and other things. What I'm kind of heading toward is looking at how the studio's developed over time, and actually, and typically what you'll see in here is both. I really should show you my cursor so you can see what I'm pointing at. I'm kind of pointing. Let's see if I can. Properties, capture cursor. Yes. Did I break anything? Oh dear. Come back. I may have just... Sorry guys. I brought it back and you can see my cursor. And no, oh. Now you can see me. Okay. There you go. Whew! Tech is not my favorite, but we're getting there. We're doing this. So what's fun as well is to be able to see how the studio's changed over time. And in all of these videos, I'm either live streaming from my studio, or I'm at the mall, or I was also doing a Valentine's Day live a year ago from a beautiful piano studio or store, a piano store in Bellevue called Classic Pianos. So anyway, there was a point in time in this video on the far right. I thought I was pointing so you could see my cursor. Maybe you can't. But anyway, this video right here that I just am bluing out, that was the very first live stream that I did with this wall behind me, but we hadn't painted it yet, so I was really excited about that. And at one time, we moved, and I had a whole setup that was actually pretty fun, And this actually cracks me up because at one point, and I've also done so many iterations of the thumbnails and all this stuff. David Noki, if you're still here, you'll probably crack up with some of this because a lot of this you probably haven't seen. And I think you are still up there. Oh, good. You're saying you see the cursor. Great. Okay. Thank you. So this was one of my iterations at our old place, and I do miss this floor because it sure was pretty. But we wanted color because I felt like I'm wearing the same shirt. How about that? But I was totally having fun trying different things, and we had a different piano. Here, I'll mute for a sec so you can hear.
Special pop song.
And then to talk, I actually held a mic, which is funny to think about now because I don't even have to worry about that. I just clip it on. Didn't know the things you don't know, but you learn.
One where the lyrics are really cool. It's basically just talking about ago. So I'm going to give a couple moments for people to get on the stream, and then I am going to share a little bit of what I want to say tonight.
Oh shoot, I didn't realize I was muted for that, sorry. Anyhow, I was just saying that it's fun to see the process of how things evolve over time, and anyway, so, and then this is the earliest stuff that I actually live streamed on my channel that, yeah, sorry David Noki, but we're back. And I actually did a concert. A friend of mine, Jeff Keith, who lives a couple cities over from us, helped me to host a dual live stream at his lovely home. And I hadn't really shared much about this live stream, but
it's a little different.
It was actually, I would recommend if you want to listen to some more soft piano music, and if you haven't seen this, it's actually pretty well done. And he did it from his home studio. We took a couple hours to set it up, and this is a beautiful Yamaha, I think 6-foot grand piano. Kind of moody, cozy setting. And I think this was about 2.5 years ago. Anyhow, so kind of fun. If you're curious, the way that you get to these is you go to my live. You just go to my home on YouTube, and then you go to live. And then if you scroll down, you'll find where these are. And finally, just for fun, these are some live streams that I was able to be part of from Canlis Restaurant. And Canlis is a restaurant down in Queen Anne in Seattle, and it's a very high-end place, and I've played there for many years. And during COVID, they actually moved the piano to one of the primary dining spots, and they included with these beautiful take-home meals that people could order. There are so many cool things they did, but one of the things was you could actually watch live dinner music with your meal. And so I was part of this team with Jason Lux and Lennon Aldort. I'm not sure if Scotty was on there yet, but anyhow, and a really sweet little story with this, and I'll turn the music on in the background, is this little girl, Meryl, found me on one of these live streams. Her parents did, I should say, and I was the only lady in the stream, and she liked my shoes, so that's how we first connected. And then recently, her whole family came. We stayed connected, and the kids popped on the live stream occasionally. And And then a couple weeks ago, they actually came to say hi. And Meryl is no longer super, super little anymore. She's growing up really tall. And her brother Sherlock, or is it Holmes? Oh my goodness. Frank is their father. I will send this to you later, and I'm sorry, Frank and Sarah. I can't remember. I think his name is Holmes, actually. But it was so fun to see them, and it was really sweet to be able to connect with them through sharing this music originally during COVID time. And I love inspiring kiddos to play. I love it when kids watch and they're interested, because that's actually how I started years and years ago. And so anyway, just thought it'd be fun to share just little snippets. And these are all up on YouTube to see and reminisce about. Pretty crazy. And I've, over the years, tried to decide if it should be Peaceful Piano Live or if it should be Thursday Night Live. And I've heard mostly people say they think Thursday Night Live is a good idea. But Peaceful Piano Live or Relaxing Piano is also nice. Anyhow, so lots of music on here. And as well, I am working on developing this brand as I can. But I also am working on, it's called Create Like You, and I have multiple different collaborations and conversations that are podcast style, interview style, that I've had with some amazing people, including my dad, actually. We did a pottery 101 in his studio, and so if you're curious to see those and learn from some other amazing people and hear some of their wisdom and experience, Willow Bader is a beautiful encaustic art painter. She paints with hot wax, pigmented wax, and that art form dates back to the time of like ancient Egypt, which is pretty cool. So she shared her story with how she does her art. And this collaboration during Christmas time I did with a German pianist friend of mine, Christoph Pegal. And so anyway, really cool stuff. Lots of great stuff to take a look at. But and I wasn't necessarily planning on doing all that, but thanks for joining me. And for those who stayed, you got to know me a little bit more tonight, and you saw some of my history, as well as, I mean, there's so many other fun little moments. In fact, actually, because I love introducing you to friends of mine, and I want you to follow them, one more is, this is my friend Jason Lux, who I mentioned. And we did a dual live stream together in his studio. And this is a really fun one to watch, because you can hear we're chatting together, and we do some duets. And yeah, and he's got a really cool setup that I actually may buy some of his lights. The two lights that you see behind there, I might actually buy those and have them in my studio. So Jason, here, I'll turn my volume off for a sec so you can hear. This is fun. Tell me in the chat if you know what song this is. Oh, that's so fun to hear. I haven't heard this in forever. Oh my gosh, I should do this more. Just invite you to watch my channel with me. Because, yes, and also David, I saw your comments in the chat that you're not able to be there anymore. But yes, you're right. That is Africa by Toto. And I just realized I was looking up there again, sorry. But yeah, so that's a really fun collaboration that we did together. And I first started at the Seattle Space Needle playing. This was back in 2014. And I actually, it's a cool story, and just cutting to the chase is at one point I was told, you need to play here. We need to get you in. There's this UW student who plays at Canlis, and he'd be a great person to connect with, to get in with. And I just was like, okay, I'm not super comfortable with self-promotion, but I'll try. And so we, long story short, I nannied for a family in our neighborhood, and the mom of that family was a server at Sky City Restaurant at the Space Needle. And so I just basically asked her, would you connect me with the pianist team? And then Jason reached out over email, and he said, hey, just wanted to connect with you. I hear that you're possibly interested to sub at the time, because they had live music there up in the restaurant at Sky City. And it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I believe, was the cadence of it. And so eventually, actually, sadly, one of the pianists who was on regular rotation passed away. His name was Juan Perez. And then at that point, then I took over his shift at the Space Needle, and that's actually how I started. And so I played there for a long time, and then Jason invited me to start playing at Canlis, and that was actually how that came about. And so I started playing at Canlis when it was 2015, I think, is when that started. And ever since, it's just been a developing journey. Anyway, yeah, pretty cool. It's cool how the little breadcrumb trail happens to see things. So, yeah, thanks for joining me along that little memory lane. And there's more to see. Maybe let me know in the chat if you like this, because it's fun to, it's fun to change things up and do this. But I realize it's 8:18, and some of you have stayed with me this whole time. Oops, sorry. And I appreciate that you've hung out with me. This is so sweet. And I will let you go with perhaps just one little other ditty. And but I just want to thank you all so much for joining me. Rosadora, so nice to meet you. Thanks for joining. And Gary Peluso says, I knew it too, just slow on the keyboard. Very cool. So Africa, I'm assuming you're talking about. And yes. So I'm trying to think now, what do I want to play? I'm now feeling a little more energetic after hearing that. But I want to play something soft for you guys to end the night. And before I close, because I know some folks jump in and out here, I just want to encourage you to jump into whatever creative art form that you have that gives you relaxation, that makes you smile. And I also really want to encourage you to take the comparison off. If there's any times that it's different to be inspired by musicians or other artists who do something similar, but take the lens of comparison off and just dig into what makes you smile. Because I guarantee that when you do that, you will be more free-flowing, you'll be interested to create like you, which is what we need. I need to hear music, I need to see art, I need to taste food that is uniquely created by you in your heart, and that it's because it brings you delight and joy. And so I want to present to you as my last entree for this evening, or maybe I should say dessert, something that's just fresh to my heart. I'm not planning this at all. I don't quite know what I'm going to play, but sometimes that's the best part. So, create like you, and I'm going to create like me, and it's a good place to be. Thanks again for joining me. I did not mean to rhyme, and I will see you next time, either tomorrow on Instagram if you want, around 3:30 Pacific, And the links are on my website. If you just go to Kelsey Lee Music, right here, kelseyleemusic.com, you can tap the link, or I'm at Kelsey_Lee_Cate on Instagram. That song I haven't thought of in a long time. That's one that I used to lead in my church youth group back when I was maybe 15 years old or something like that. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. And Risadora, thanks for your kind comments. And it's very wonderful to have you join. And I love what you're saying about that it's important to listen to people's opinions about song titles, but ultimately it's good to choose one that resonates. And that's what I did for my first album, but it's super fun to also see if I can get maybe some other friends' thumbprints on some of these next ones. I want to collaborate with you guys. So if there are any titles that come to heart or mind, don't be shy, please. Feel free to comment, or you can send me a DM and let me know. No pressure at all, but yes. And also, Resadora, thank you for your kind comment as well with regard to following. I don't really necessarily have a goal, but my hope is that whoever comes across my channel is blessed. And so I hope you are blessed, my friend. And you're right. Thank you, Gary. He says we can always refer our friends here. That's right. 100,000 people will watch a panda bear eat bamboo. Why? I want to watch a panda bear eat bamboo. Well, you guys have to see how cute this is. Little George is just perfectly on the chair right here. He's my little buddy. This is often right where he sits. So cute. Oh, Grandma, I see your comment. Oops, sorry, wrong button. I see your comment too, Graham. Love you very much, and would love to chat tomorrow if you're free on my way home from Bell Square. Let me know. All right, friends, God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you another time soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.